Ticker News with Aaron Young. This is Ticker Today.
Hello, thanks for joining me today. A surprise military move. US airstrikes target Iran's nuclear facilities. The world watches closely as Tehran decides whether to retaliate or return to the negotiating table. Crucial oil checkpoint under threat. Fears grow that Iran may block the Strait of Hormuz, sending global oil prices skyrocketing. Israel praises the strikes. Prime Minister Netanyahu says Iran's nuclear and missile programs now severely disrupted. Iran vows to defend its sovereignty, its leaders warning the US of consequences as world powers now weigh in. Plus, Bitcoin drops below 100,000 US dollars. The world's top crypto takes a 4% hit as market volatility continues to shake investor confidence. This is Ticker Today, bringing you the top stories shaping the world right now. First today, the world is reacting to the US airstrikes on Iran's nuclear sites across the country, and there are fears today that Iran could now block the Strait of Hormuz, the route for 40% of the world's tanker traffic, and send oil prices soaring. Here is the latest this hour. Following unexpected US strikes on Iran's nuclear sites, officials are now assessing the damage, with Vice President J.D. Vance stating that Iran's enriched uranium stockpile remains intact. Iranian leaders now face a crucial decision on whether to retaliate or return to nuclear negotiations, while the US urges peace talks. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claims Israel is making significant progress in addressing Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile threats. President Trump announcing the strike.
Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
And in Tel Aviv, signs have been erected thanking the United States and President Trump for carrying out the strikes on Iran. Meanwhile, senior officials from President Trump's administration say the weekend US strikes on Iran's nuclear sites are not intended to result in regime change. Instead, the focus remains now on urging Tehran to avoid retaliatory military actions and engage in the negotiations. The Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, described the operation as a success, asserting its objective is to address nuclear threats.
It was an incredible and overwhelming success. The order we received from our commander-in-chief was focused, it was powerful, and it was clear. We devastated the Iranian nuclear program. But it's worth noting the operation did not target Iranian troops or the Iranian people.
Meanwhile, Iran's foreign minister issued a warning regarding the country's response. He stated the Islamic Republic is prepared to take all necessary measures to protect its sovereignty.
The Islamic Republic of Iran condemns in the strongest terms the United States' brutal military aggression against Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities. It is an outrageous, grave, and unprecedented violation of the fundamental principles of the Charter of the United Nations and international law.
Today, world leaders are expressing varied reactions following the US attack on 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Israel has praised President Trump for his decision to carry out the strikes. In contrast, the United Nations has urged a de-escalation of tensions in the region. Additionally, several countries have condemned the attacks, adding to the global discourse surrounding this significant event. The president's supporters in America have shown a noticeable split as well regarding the potential for US direct military action until it was officially announced. Reactions among influential figures within the MAGA party movement have now shifted following the airstrikes in Iran. Many now appear to rally behind the president. Vice President J.D. Vance spoke to NBC.
I certainly empathize with Americans who are exhausted after 25 years of foreign entanglements in the Middle East. I understand the concern, but the difference is that back then we had dumb presidents, and now we have a president who actually knows how to accomplish America's national security objectives. So this is not going to be some long, drawn-out thing. We've got in, we've done the job of setting their nuclear program back. We're going to now work to permanently dismantle that nuclear program over the coming years. And that is what the president has set out to do.
In Australia, the government has refrained from endorsing the United States' military actions against Iranian nuclear facilities. In contrast, the opposition expressing its support for the strikes. Australia's government advocating for de-escalation in the region amidst the tensions. The differing positions highlight the ongoing debate within Australia regarding foreign military intervention. A lot happening on the markets. As you can imagine, the surprise attack on Iran by the US and Israel over the past week has caused a significant spike in oil prices. US producers have rushed to secure the gains through hedging, resulting in record volumes over the past week. The strategy will help protect them from future fluctuations in oil prices. At least that is the hope, the increased activity reflecting the current volatility in the global oil market and producers' efforts to maintain stability in their operations. Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency, saw a decline of 4%. Its value stood at $99,237. The drop reflecting ongoing fluctuations in the digital currency market. Investors closely monitoring the changes as they now assess implications for future trading.